forum today and appreciate everybody's patience, appreciate the panelists here. And I think that we have seen a clear distinction between those that feel this is flawed, and we have some agreement on both sides, versus those that think it can't go on any form. You know, public education is a real challenge in our state. We spend over half of our state budget on it. While it's true that some of the top parts of our UC system, like Berkeley, may be only getting 10% of public funding, we're getting 40 to 50% for the university system statewide, and it's more than that for the CSU. So we have a tremendous investment. Having said that, it's still one of the best values among public educational institutions in the nation. So we have a real fundamental question. How do we keep it a top value? And I think we should relook at the master plan of education and give a commitment to our students. But we also have our newest university in Central Valley that goes wanting. It has space because people don't want to go there. It doesn't have the reputation of Berkeley or Irvine or UCLA. And so part of it is perception that newer is not necessarily better. But I can't solve the funding problem today. I can't speak to a lot of the issues we do today. I will say this about foreign students. I've traveled around the world, and one of our best exports from the United States, and that includes California, one of our best exports is our education. Because people come here, they see our values, and they transplant those back to their other countries. And to the degree that we have a significant number of foreign students in the University of California system, it's still much lower than the national average of foreign students in other public institutions. So we need to keep that in perspective. And I wouldn't take that away from them. I think we need to grow the pie bigger so that we have more opportunities for everybody. But the fundamental issue before us today is SCA 5 a good policy for the state of California? The voters weighed in. The voters weighed in, much like you are today, back in 1996 and said race should not be a consideration on how we admit people into our public schools. And I will submit today, it still should not be. I would take you back to what the Supreme Court Justice, the Chief Justice, said, that if you're going to stop racial discrimination, you've got to stop discriminating by race. I don't think there is a way to fix this. If there's a way to amend the admission policy, the UC regents have the ability to do that. They are autonomous from the state. We don't tell them what to do. We control a piece of the budget that we give them. They do everything else on their own. Now, the Constitution is something they have to abide by. So if we change this Constitution, that gives them a loophole to adjust the student population however they want. And they're not elected, they're not accountable. You need to make sure that you have people that represent you that are accountable. Your money goes to where it's accountable. In any way you look at it, from my perspective, this is flawed policy. We don't want to turn the clock back, and I hope that we can kill SCA 5 in the Assembly.
Yay!